Hello, my name is Ashton. This is Bori. This video is one that I alluded to in my last vlog. If you want to check that out, the link is up there and I will put it in the description below as well. So if you clicked on this video, you are probably trying to figure out what you want to do for the next year. You are working on your New Year's resolutions. You are trying to figure out how to make next year work where this year and probably the years before failed. And I think that that is a very fantastic thing that you are working towards. I am working towards that myself, and I've also been watching these videos. And I hope that by the end of this video that you can walk away thinking that this upcoming year really will be the best year of your life. The approach that I'm going to tell you guys about is one that I have not ever seen before, but I implemented it last year, and the way that it is so unique to me is the fact that it is very much a living resolution where you are continuously adding to it throughout the year up until December, potentially. Let me start from the beginning. July of 2023 is when I started to first form this idea of my revolutionary way of setting goals for the new year. I was working on my morning pages when my brain started to go towards all of these tasks that I wanted to get done for the month. I kind of had a large number. I think it was somewhere around 25. I decided to push that up to 30 goals because I could think of some more. I thought, well, if I can do 30, I can do 40. If I can do 40, I can do 50. I think I was thinking that it didn't really matter if I accomplished those 50 goals. The point was to get them onto the page, get them out of my head, get them where I could see them visually, and kind of create a unique challenge for myself. On that list were some really big things, including writing so many words on a manuscript that I was starting. That was just one of 50 things. By the end of that month, I had tracked my progress every single day. I engaged with it. I tracked off my progress. I really started to feel as if I was accomplishing more because of my intention behind the goals. And I did not judge myself for not finishing it because 50 is a bit of an unreasonable number to expect to get done. What I was able to accomplish that month gave me so much encouragement that I did it again in August, where I set new intentions by kind of looking at what I had done the month before, what I was lagging behind on. I was kind of feeling down and depressed. So I had like things such as making sure that I showered, making sure that I changed clothes, making sure that I got sunlight, like all those little things that would raise my endorphins to make sure that I was okay when I wasn't feeling okay. I kept doing that. I kept seeing meaningful progress month after month. And I started to kind of get this idea as I was looking at 2024 of what is 50 times 12? If I continue this trajectory, I will have 600 goals for next year. Do I want to treat it like an individual thing where I only look at 50 goals at a time? Or do I want to write down all these ideas that like I want to see done in 2025? And where does this fit with my vision of where I want to be in the future? There were things that I wanted to do and had been wanting to do for quite some time. I wanted to wake up early in the mornings and spend an hour to myself consistently. I wanted to stop drinking soda. I wanted to limit my fast food. I wanted to do yoga in the morning. I wanted to get a better paying job. All of these things, I started to think and think and think about if 2024 could be anything that I wanted it to be, if I could manifest, if I could dream big, what would life look like? So I wrote them down. I wrote down goals that seemed crazy to me. I wrote down goals that seemed impossible. I wrote down limits for the things that I wanted to eventually stop doing, e.g., the soda and the fast food. And through that, I also started thinking, okay, well, I want to drink water. I want to kind of make all of these changes, but I want to set realistic limits or realistic goals. So I did that. I started forming a list of what I wanted the year to look like if it was at my absolute ideal and reachable, but still a challenge. And so throughout the year, my goal wasn't one resolution, it was 600 resolutions, including the resolution to write 600 resolutions. And no, I did not accomplish even half of them. But what I did do was I worked towards a bunch of them. And I'm still working towards them. It is December 8th when I am recording this. I still have some time to go, and I plan on doing a lot of it. Like this list, I kept this by my side all year. Every single day, I tried to go to another notebook where I tracked my progress. So let's say number 18 on this list was read 24 books. So if I finished a book, I would say 1 of 24 books read, and I would just kind of track it that way. At some point, I realized, oh no, that's a lot of flipping through pages. So I started like resetting that with how many goals were left at the end of that month, kind of like starting it new so I didn't have to flip back as much. And doing that really just made this year huge. Without even really thinking about it, because it was kind of a goal that I set a while back ago, I managed to lose 25 pounds just because I was constantly tracking and constantly kind of like aware of how what I was doing day by day was kind of influencing things. I started doing yoga way earlier in the year than I thought that I was going to do. Like, I literally thought that I was going to start that at the beginning of November and dread it. But that's become like a practice that I really enjoy doing. I got my first manuscript in the hands of beta readers. I got to go to the Philippines and got to really connect with my roots. I wrote 6 short stories and posted them online. I did several podcasts. I drink significantly more water than I did. I still drink soda, but I definitely didn't even get close to my maximum set that I did. I went skydiving. I did so much stuff this year. And it's because I wrote this down. I had to look at this every single day saying, okay, these are my goals. This is what I want to do. And somehow, while I was doing that and engaging with it every single day, including looking at my vision boards, which I think is a great supplement for this, my brain remembered, right, this is the intention of my day. This is what I want to do. I coupled that with my 50 goals for the month, making sure that my 50 goals for the month helped get me to my goals for the year. And through that process, I learned more goals. I started realizing like the things that I wrote that I thought that I wanted that weren't actually for me. And I learned so many things that actually were for me. And those started to, the list evolved as I evolved. And now I have a fantastic blueprint that I can look at to see, okay, if I had this many sodas last year, then I can have this many less next year. If I was good about my water this many days, then I can do this many more days with my water next year. Same with yoga, same with everything basically. I am so excited to tackle a new 600 goals for next year because I know how much I got done this year by reaching for the impossible. And the goals don't have to be big. Like, I kind of listed some goals that could be big for some people, but I mean, literally, one of them I think was just to buy cotton balls, which seems silly, but there's a reason why it was on there. And it was just personal to me. And there are some things that I put on this list and on my vision board that I didn't think was going to come true because it was nearing the end of November. I hadn't done it. I had really no leads towards it. And so I decided to take a leap of faith and I went to a networking event specifically for meeting people who were also doing what I wanted to do. And now I don't know if I want to talk about it yet, but I will at some point. I was able to make the connections to do a lifelong goal of mine upcoming next week. I guess by the time that this comes out, I will have done it. So we'll see how much I talk about it, but I'm very excited. And because of the efforts that I put in this year, some of the goals that I did not do this year are completely and totally possible for next year. Like, that's the thing with writing this list, is that who cares if I didn't do it? Like, I can do it next year. I can do it the year after. It doesn't mean I failed. It means that I worked towards something. And that is so exciting because, I mean, I don't know. I get told that I'm insane all the time by people that I tell this to, but like, literally, why would you not try to aim big? Why would you limit yourself to New Year's resolutions at the very beginning of the year and then beat yourself up thinking, well, this year was bad? Why would you have another year where you are doubting yourself and you are saying, well, I'll try again next year? Like, no. Like, if you set goals that are minimums, maximums, are things that extend all the way to December or can be done up to December, then you're giving yourself more chances to succeed. If your goal is to try to aim towards 600 goals, and especially if they are goals that align with what you want to be doing anyways, then you are going to succeed astronomically. You're not going to have this sense of failure because you literally have the track record that says, I did this year, I did this year, I did so much this year that I can honestly say that I am proud of this year and I am looking forward to the next year because this is something that evolves with you. This is something that you can use as receipts for yourself. Because before doing this, I would have had no idea how much water I had. Maybe I would have thought that I was doing okay with water, and then it turned out that I only had 64 fluid ounces of water maybe 15 times in 1 year, and I thought I was doing really well. Or I'd be like, why aren't I losing weight when I am consuming so much junk from my body, even though I thought that I was doing okay? Yeah, so basically, what I'm saying is 600 goals or not, maybe you think that that is absurd. It really is absurd. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not absurd because I recognize the absurdity in this statement to create 600 goals. However, do track the progress that you want to make. Do set higher goals for yourself because the only limit on what you can do is primarily set by your own limitations. If you want to start a business and start selling things, but you're not sure if you can or you don't know anything about it, set your goals so you are looking into how to start up an LLC. Set your goals so you can figure out how to create your merch. Set up goals so you can figure out how to create a website. I don't know. Set your goals so you can go and work on your first novel. Set your goals where you can go and work with a publishing agent. Set your goals where you go on that dream trip that you've been wanting to go on forever. Set your goals to the fucking moon. Because you can. The only thing that sets you back between the life that you want to live and the life that you are living now is your desire to actually go forward with it. I am currently reading the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and in that book it really goes through the Adlerian psychology and the idea that what you are doing in life is a choice set by you. That if you think that you are somebody who is not capable of getting the life that somebody else has, it is because you have chosen to be that person. If you change your mind, if you allow yourself to be proactive and to think that instead the narrative of your life is to be the person that you wish that you could be if you were born under different circumstances, if this thing hadn't happened to you, if you weren't limited by your appearance, if you weren't limited by the people in your life, that is just something that you have set as a blocker to yourself. I'm going to be really honest, I really set some of these goals too low. I gave the example of the yoga earlier. That was too low of a goal. I finished that at the very beginning of July, and I kind of gave up on it because the goal was complete. And so I don't intend to make that same mistake next year. I will say that though, whenever your limit is for your goals, whether it be 30, 40, 600, whatever. Do try to make these goals things that are really dependent on you and not dependent on other people. Because the more that you set goals that are dependent on other people, the more likely that they aren't going to follow through. Like, these need to be things that are personal strictly to you, that are within your willpower to get done, because you cannot control what happens with other people. There are a lot of things on my list that I will not be repeating to do next year, strictly because the only person that I can control is me. You can, yeah. So that would be my one piece of advice, or one of my pieces of advice, is to make it very central to you. Also, be specific. I have some of these goals where I'm just like, okay, well, my goal was this, so I technically did it, but it, like, I don't know, it just wasn't specific enough, and I kind of wish that I would have been like a little bit more specific on what I wanted to do. And the third is, don't limit yourself. Shoot for higher goals than you think are even remotely imaginable for yourself. Because again, the goal really isn't necessarily to accomplish them. Like, yes, it would be nice. The goal is to do more progress, more intentional progress towards something that you may have not even thought about before. So, this is my approach to you for how to set up a better new year. I wish you the best of luck, and let me know what impossible goals that you want to aim for, and just know that I am rooting for you. Bye.